Referee is Phil Dye. Villa in their claret blue shirts, white shorts, and claret blue socks will kick off, defending a whole 10 in the first half. That's away to our right. Always a magnificent sight here at Villa Park. Referee checking his watch. We're underway. The only Premier League game on this Sunday, which is rather strange. I can't understand why there wasn't a 1:30 kickoff, but there wasn't. But it's a special appetizer, this, without question. Tottenham, that West Ham result, apart in a rich vein of form, and clearly a threat at the top end of the table this season. It's Villa have the ball with Luna, their left back, the Spanish left back, playing it all the way back to Guzan. And Guzan plays it out to Blah, the Dutchman, a couple of yards outside his own penalty area, looking to direct it upfield in the direction of Agbonlahor. The header comes down, and the ball squirts into the penalty area, but good anticipation by Loris, who's learning. He wasn't quite a sweeper there, but he's learning that is what Philip Spores wants from his goalkeeper, someone who's quickly off his line.
Very much so, especially Tottenham playing that high line. Loris is excellent there at sweeping up things. Very, very quick goalkeeper.
Now, Tottenham in their white shirts, navy shorts and navy socks have possession. It's with Kirikesh, and Kirikesh lifts it forward in the direction of Soldado. It's beaten away temporarily, but Soldado picks it up edge of the D in the Villa penalty area. Now to Andros Townsend. Townsend on his left foot squirts it back to his England colleague Walker. Walker back in the direction of Townsend, but it's intercepted by Villa and played away to safety to Agbonlahor. Agbonlahor, edge of the centre circle. Plays it forward to Kozak. Kozak doesn't bring the ball under control. Villa try to win it back, and they won it back to El Hamadi, and it's only play on the far side of the field, good throw in to Aston Villa. Villa Park is not full. There are a number of seats available in quote the away section at the far left-hand corner, but there's still, I'm sure, over 40,000 inside Villa Park.
Very unusual, isn't it? Usually when the big boys come to town here, Villa Park, it's a full house. Because the game's live on television, so takes one or two away.
You're listening to it wisely on BBC 5 Live as the ball was played into the penalty area, it's not the penalty area, and there was a chance for Agbonlahor there, but he shot him with a crossbar. I'm not sure he wasn't flagged for offside anyway.
No, I mean, Agbonlahor, there's another English player that might have a point to prove, one we've not used for a while. I think it was maybe handball on his touch.
Right.
We're just trying, he's doing better with that finish.
I had that question alongside Jermaine Defoe's name when I sort of half anticipated the teams today. Brazil question mark, and that goes for Agbonlahor as well.
I think I'd take Defoe.
Yeah, I was thinking both of them will be thinking,
yes, of course.
They've still got a chance of getting in there.
Agbonlahor's been a bit unlucky actually, because he started the season, I think back to that the first game of the season against Arsenal, and he was unbelievable on the break, the counter-attack. So, yeah, I still think I'd have him in mind, but that's what you want, isn't it, from the England manager's point of view, competition for play.
Certainly true. Free kick to Aston Villa. 3 minutes gone here at Villa Park. Villa and Spurs in the Barclays Premier League. It's a foot ahead of the centre circle. It's driven towards Baker, and Baker just barged into Dawson inside the top of the penalty area, and no question what Phil Dye would do, awards a free kick to Spurs.
Good old-fashioned challenge there, Dawson.
That's what you appreciate.
He just collected himself off the ground. Dawson has done all right. Another one, talking about English players, another one who's cemented himself into this Tottenham team now, is becoming more of a leader. That's the thing about him, developing that personality and character. Do they really want to? Have they got enough winners in that group at Tottenham to win something?
Here's Kirikesh, one of the 4 changes made by Villa Spurs today, finding Dawson, and Dawson lost the ball forward towards Soldado. It's out of play off Baker, and it'll be a throw in to Spurs, 20 yards inside the Aston Villa half. Left for Walker to take. Walker, of course, was suspended from the England team that beat Poland last Tuesday night. Now Kirikesh hits it to the far side towards Vertonghen. Vertonghen had to rush to keep the ball in play. Back to Kirikesh. And Walker once more to the near side, and Andros Townsend. Andros Townsend beats one Villa player. His pass was overhead though, too far ahead of Paulinho. And Villa play it back to the goalkeeper Guzan, and Guzan hits the clearance up over the halfway line. Kirikesh chests it back very neatly to Dawson, and Dawson back to Loris.
Kirikesh looks very much a technical player, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know anything about Kirikesh, but he has a sort of Baresi look to him, you know, sort of
very calm. Vertonghen has been moved out to left back, so he must be a hell of a player, because Vertonghen, of course, was one of their standout players, certainly last season.
Dawson to Walker, and now Kirikesh already has seen as much of the ball as any other Tottenham player. 5 minutes gone here on 5 Live. Aston Villa 0, Spurs 0 in the Barclays Premier League. Now Vertonghen on the far side of the field. In and played by Sandro to the near side, on to Andros Townsend. Townsend rushed it, Luna, and then that wasn't the greatest of passes from Townsend. It's going to squirt out of play for a Villa throw-in.
Townsend there looking strangely out of sorts, come inside. It's almost a nothing pass just into the channel. It's gone out for a throw into Aston Villa.
You know, I feel slightly sorry for him, as I do for any player of his age that's sort of burst onto the scene, and such is the media in this country. Everybody wants to make him an instant star, and this boy's, going to fly into outer space. Give him time.
Well, of course, but we're wondering, is he going to be a truly great player? And the truly great players, every time they get the ball, they do something that makes you sit up out of your seat. And he doesn't have to do that. He just play your way into the game. But it looks as if now he gets it. There's an expectation even from himself to make things happen.
No, he mustn't take that pressure on himself. Kirikesh over the halfway line for Tottenham. Tottenham 3 points ahead of Aston Villa in the Barclays Premier League table. Tottenham on the attack. The ball played into the Villa penalty area. It was intercepted by Luna, and then he whacked the ball away. I think before there was time for it to go behind for a corner kick. It's only going to be a throw-in to Spurs. Yes, a throw-in. It's only a foot from the corner flag. No, it's actually been awarded as a corner. Well, I didn't see the assistant give that. It must have been the referee. So it's a corner to Tottenham. Hit in, right-footed, and it was well delivered, but well defended too by Aston Villa. The header away from the far side of the field, and Villa can take the ball clear to further safety. It's hit towards Tottenham was definitely pulled back there. And whether those other referees spotted it, the assistant certainly spotted it. He flagged a little late. I think he was waiting to see if there was an advantage.
Yeah, I think the officials have done well there.
Yeah,
definitely holding back there. McConnell's pace again, a feature on the break. It's a corner to Tottenham. Straight away, Aston Villa on that counter-attack.
Martin Kieran summarising today on 5 Live. Aston Villa 0, Tottenham 0. And the free kick played back to the halfway line all the way to Guza, the goalkeeper for Villa. And out to Vlaar. Vlaar's going to be put under a little bit of pressure, so he finds Guza once more, and then it's slashed upfield. Up over the halfway line. Guza heads it on, but only to a Tottenham player. It's Walker. On to Townsend. Back to Walker. Walker hurries the ball upfield, but Soldado actually held back, and it runs harmlessly through to Guza.
Good pressure though from Aston Villa, forcing Tottenham. Interesting in these early stages, Aston Villa not looking to play too much football from the back. Everything's going into the big man at the front. Here's another one.
And Benteke, remember, he's on the bench. He's been missing with a hip injury, but he's available, and you would see circumstances in which he'll get a run like today. At this point, let me welcome listeners to the BBC World Service. Welcome to Villa Park in Birmingham. The rain has relented for the moment. We've played 8 minutes. We await the first goal of the game, but we are anticipating goals from two such adventurous teams. Here's Kirikesh, the Tottenham central defender, to Dawson and Townsend. The newcomer in the England ranks wants the ball, kicks it on the halfway line. In to Paulinho, back to Townsend. Townsend slips away from Agbonlahor, and then Agbonlahor's physique just pushed Townsend aside, encouraged an early mistake, but it's won back by Holtby for Tottenham, and then Holtby was brought down. It's going to be a free kick. Yellow card for Westwood.
Yeah, this is where the pace of Holtby there is such that he just gets his foot to it before Westwood can get in. I feel the referee needs to be a little bit more understanding.
I'm surprised that he's booked it.
That is something I've always been critical though with Phil Dowd. Sometimes, look, I mean, we're just watching a replay, it just gets there, and listen, it's bad.
He left his foot in Westwood,
but it's the pace of the player that's just tricked the defender into drawing that challenge.
It's put big pressure on Ashley Westwood for the remainder of the game. We haven't even had 10 minutes. Paul Lambert is also talking to Phil Dowd about the, let's face it, questionable decision to put the Villa player.
He's just frustrated. It's very early in the game, and I don't think the player is that way inclined to sore. This is a bit sore. It's a rap on the shin, right on the pad. Let's hope he's going to be okay.
Well, he's limping off to receive further treatment. He does look as if he's in some pain. And they'll take the time, Tottenham. Spurs will be concerned. Down to 10 men at the moment, Spurs. They take the free kick, played into the Villa penalty here, comes off a defender's head and is punching behind for a corner. And Vertonghen was up there and seemed to react badly to a challenge made by a Villa defender. Hope he's back on the pitch. He's a good player.
You know, good players, so many good players. You wouldn't know who to talk about first.
Corner played in towards the near post, headed away by Blar. Picked up hand with Townsend then has the speed to recover from a poor first touch. Gets it wide to the left-hand side again. Now into Holby, a couple of yards outside the penalty. Clearly recovered from that challenge from Westwood. Holby again, 11 minutes gone. Back to Sandro. Sandro, a few yards ahead of the centre circle. Plays it in the direction of Holby. It's headed away by Aston Villa. And much to enthusiasm of the Villa fans towards a free kick to Aston Villa for a foot that was slightly high by Sandro.
Slightly high, I think that might have been a booking as well. He just missed.
Anyway, the free kick was laid by Aston Villa.
The intent was there, but he didn't actually hit it.
Yes, thankfully. Here's Sandro again. Sandro, back to Dawson. Nearly 12 minutes gone at Villa Park. Aston Villa 0, Spurs 0. Spurs have enjoyed their last two visits to this particular stadium. On each occasion they won by 4 goals to 0. Bale, key figure in the league victory last season. Whatever happened to Gareth Bale? Did he go somewhere?
Well, I mean, look, I felt he was almost the victim in the matter. Tottenham was so slow to do the deal. He had no pre-season at all, and here we are now, well into the season here. He hasn't really started yet, which is a real shame for him.
It is. Tottenham, his former club, have a throw-in on the near touchline there, right in the first half. Walker throws it back to Dawson. Dawson to Kirikesh in lime green boots. The Heineken Cup latest, Clermont 23, Harlequins 13. There's half an hour to play in that game. It's hit forward towards Soldado, but good cover by Blar, allowing the ball to bounce through to his goalkeeper, Guzan. Brad Friedel's on the bench for Spurs today. Friedel, of course, was the #1 goalkeeper, keeping Guzan out of the Villa starting lineup. But Guzan's career is, it's gone really well.
Fantastic,
isn't it? He's reborn at Villa Park.
Yeah. It's what can happen when a manager trusts you, believes in you, suddenly you go in and you feel completely different, and he's certainly responded to that.
Kirikesh leaves it for Paulinho to the right side of Walker into Sandro, still inside the Tottenham half. Loose pass forward in the direction of Townsend, intercepted by Aston Villa and brought forward on the near side by Feynman. Feynman playing it in well in the direction of Luna, who'd come up from left back, but again, good anticipation from Loris, quickly off his line.
Luna are just straight offside as well. Villa really just allowing Tottenham to have the ball and just happy to maybe pinch it off them from time to time. You feel if Tottenham can get the ball into Sigurdsson more, this guy Holby as well, he's very quick feet. He's dictating the play, certainly Tottenham with so much of the play, and Villa happy just to let them have it.
Sigurdsson just over the halfway line, and that's on the far side, back to Kirikesh. Kirikesh was a little slow in passing the ball to Walker. Walker did well, but then Dawson is hurried into playing the ball straight out of play on the far side of the field. That was all from Kirikesh.
Yeah, but it's as if someone pressed the button for Villa. Let's attack them. Let's press as a group, hunting packs, and they forced the mistake.
Throw in for Villa, thrown to Kozak. Kozak's miscontrol, and it's played upfield by Tottenham. Soldado can't collect it properly, and it's with Luna, the left back for Aston Villa. He plays it off the shins of Townsend, and it's out for a throw into Aston Villa. Bright start, and then it's sort of a bit scrappy now, isn't it, Mark?
It's almost as if both teams are a bit devoid of confidence at the moment. Nobody really wants to take this game by the scruff of the neck. I would expect Tottenham to. I'm not sure where their leader is in the pack. I'm looking in there to see who's going to dictate the plays. Is Sandro going to do it? Is Paulinho going to do it? They don't really look. It's more of a Holtby who's coming deep, and Villa are quite happy to allow Tottenham to have it in their own half.
Holtby selected today in place of Eriksson. Eriksson's on the bench. I think he's absolutely outstanding, Eriksson. And he was something like 11 million pounds. Outstanding player. Only a substitute today for Tottenham. Here's Holtby back in his own half, almost like a central defender. Over to Paulinho. Holtby again. Now Kirikesh. Villa having to sort of look into the eyes of Tottenham at the moment as Tottenham players strip the ball around, passing securely. Now it's with Townsend. Back to Dawson. Holtby. Townsend once more, into Sandro. Sandro being pressurised. Villa are pressing well. The ball's back with Walker. Walker then overhits his pass forward. That wasn't what Holtby wanted. He wanted it to his feet. Played the air and it's through to Guzan.
If Villa are playing that pressing game, you have to retain possession, and that's too sloppy there from Walker. A couple of good passes from Dawson. You've got to keep the ball.
Ball hit high forward for Kozak. Kozak couldn't pick it up, and then there's a foul there by El Hamadi. Free kick to Tottenham. Played pretty quickly. And now it's back to Kirikesh. Walker onto Townsend, near side of the field. Tottenham right. Fancy's taking on a little bit, just runs the ball out of play. Well, unfortunately for Townsend, all eyes are going to be on him over the next couple of months. And
he's got to develop though as a player. He's got to be decision making that determines how good a player you are, and he's just got to get that right. He's very fixed out wide today on the right. He probably enjoyed it. Maybe they need to just love him a little bit more.
Oh, good ball by Vertonghen into Soldado. He's onside. He's tripping on his chest. Back it goes to Sandro. Sandro's shot. Caught well. Saved well by Guzan.
Yeah, it's a long way out. Keeper there. Nice and comfortable for him. It's when they play that early ball into the front, suddenly it's a problem for Villa to deal with.
Kozak heads the ball on, but didn't find the target. Bonlahor picked up by El Hamadi, and then sort of delayed the action for both the assistant and the referee. I think they decided it was a handball, and it's certainly a free kick to Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, I feel down. I think it's a good decision. There's been lots of talk, hasn't there, certainly at Chelsea yesterday, about the referee getting in the right place to see and make these decisions. Stay up with play. There were a few, let's face it, questionable decisions yesterday in the Barclays Premier League. Well, and each one, I don't think the referees were in a position to actually make a decision, a proper decision.
Ball is back with Loris, and Loris, not under a great deal of pressure, hits it straight out of play on this near side of the field for a throw into Aston Villa. He'll be taken by Luna, their left back. Delft came across. The throw goes to Kozak, and Stanley Kozak then manages to put a pass between two Villa targets outside for a Tottenham throw-in. Walker takes it to Sandro. Paulinho on, but only to Villa's possession. It has got very scrappy. Let's improve it. Baker towards Kozak. Kozak tackled and beaten by Dawson. Soldado plays it off Luna, and it's going to be a throw into Spurs on the halfway line. Paul Lambert hasn't got a top on there. He tried to flick the ball to Spurs player for the throw, and then he hit Villa's force. He didn't mean to, of course, and he apologised.
Interesting, Soldado is, Tottenham haven't got too many options on the board. He's not really a person that really runs that much.
Dawson hits it, drives it towards the right side. Townsend actually could only head it, but that's a poor clearance by Villa, and they're very lucky that they can get the ball away. Thought Soldado was going to be set up there. Delft brought down by Paulinho. Now surely that's a yellow card. If West was tackled after 9 minutes was a yellow card, that should be one against Tottenham.
Well, I think that's only a yellow card really, because we feel that there's already been one given. But really, I don't think it's that harmful. We're getting they're looking for retribution on the Villa bench because they've just seen their player get booked. But that's what happens in a game. We talk about referees; it gets touchy because of these unusual inconsistencies.
Now, Faguna on the far side for Aston Villa into the penalty area towards Bonlahor, cleared by Kirikesh and trying to play for a throw into Aston Villa. A rare attack in this opening 20 minutes. Bakuna's going to take the throw in, 4 or 5 yards from the corner flag, launches it into the Tottenham penalty area, headed on by Kozak, but to no great effect. Through to Loris, and Loris quickly throws it out to Townsend on the near side. I don't think Townsend can keep that ball in play. Can't. It was overthrown by Loris. Villa take their throw in very quickly. And hit to Luna down the left side. Good tackle comes in from Walker on the side.
Good defending.
Villa throw in.
Yeah, Walker responded quickly, but it's very scrappy here.
Luna takes the throw in, back to Delph. Delph tried to squeeze between 2 Tottenham players. One of them caught him. I'm not sure whether it's Oldby or Townsend. Either way, it's a free kick to Aston Villa. In a good position here.
Yeah, Delph, he can play. Just demonstrated that. He wants to take people on. He's just managed to get a free kick for his team.
Now, Kozak is an obvious target inside the Tottenham penalty area for Villa getting this free kick at, but they've also got the 2 central defenders up, Blah and Baker. Let's see what they can do with the free kick. Will it be Delph or will it be Westwood? The free kick's towards this near side. That's the Villa left. Westwood's arms aloft, and it's Westwood who takes it. Right footed, swing in towards goal. Loris reacted late. Dived to his left and pushed the ball away to safety. And the ball is back to Loris. I don't think he wanted back that quickly. This time it's a firmer clearance towards the halfway area. We're headed out for Spurs throwing.
He's on the left-hand side there, Westwood, and he's whipping that with his right foot. The goalkeeper has to go late because he's not sure if he's going to take a deflection or even indeed come off one of his own defenders. At the end, I feel that's an outstanding save from Loris.
Yep. Still, Aston Villa 0 Spurs now. You're listening to 5 Live in the World Service on the BBC. Sandro for Tottenham to Kirikesh. There was a long catch. There is a long catch. And in your...
There's a catch in Ireland as well.
Did that come from...
I expect you to know. Yes, he does. That's correct. Lovely little place.
Well, I know because you told me about half an hour before kick-off. I certainly didn't know that. And why didn't you play for Northern Ireland then, for goodness sake? Why did you lumber yourself having to play for England?
Well, my father said if you were coming to England, you take all the benefits the country brings, you're going to play for England. So that's what I did.
You were thinking of our side. Here's Dawson. Dawson, I didn't clear that properly, but hit Kozak and rebounds to Dawson's delight behind for a goal kick to Tottenham Hotspur.
Dawson a little bit sloppy there, Kozak nearly robbing him. It's not really lived up to expectations, has it, so far?
No, it started quite brightly, but I'm afraid it's dull fare at the moment. Loris took that goal kick short to Sandro, and then Villa win the ball back, and Bottlehaw rushes down the left-hand side. Kozak's running towards the near post, but it goes out for a corner off Sandro. Maybe should be Buckingham taking over, but he's insisting that I keep commentating for this corner kick. It's only the pattern of the game, the class of the game is only going to change when I give it to Bank.
Yes.
He knows that. But he's not greedy, you see. It's very nice of him. Westwood to take this corner kick. From the left. Played in right foot. What a pathetic corner kick. I told you, he might take over.
No, I thought if you did the corner, it would be a goal, because that's the story of our life. Anyway, welcome to 5 Live and BBC World Service. Welcome to a rainy Villa Park. And we're sitting just in, well, quite a long way actually inside the half, being defended by Tottenham. 0-0 in this first half. And the ball is out of play over on the far side. There's a feeling about Villa that they might be better away from home this season, counter-attacking. They've had a couple of away wins. There's a feeling that maybe at home, when they have to break sides down, they haven't quite got enough craft. Anyway, that's what we're watching here, to see whether they can open up this Tottenham side as they play a nice ball down this near side, given away by Luna, and now Tottenham, Sandro almost caught in possession there by El Ahmadi, and Tottenham just sorting themselves out at the back, and Kirikesh, who already looks quite an accomplished centre-back, playing forward and getting it back once more. Villa 0, Spurs 0, and then given away by Spurs, and they're fortunate that Townsend can keep it in down this right-hand side. Townsend cuts in field and then plays one to the right-hand side, well spotted by Baker though, who tidies up without any problem at all. He's got it again on the edge of the penalty area. He clips the ball to the halfway line, and Tottenham are back in possession again. Near side Townsend is closed now.
I think if I was Villa Spurs now, I'd be moving Townsend into a slightly different position. He's really tied down as in this right wing, and I feel he doesn't look the same player. It's amazing, isn't it, how you can go out to the pitch and everyone makes you feel special, and you develop and you really develop into a top player.
Free kick to Spurs. I always remember coming here and watching Martin O'Neill, who was always very animated, down there on the touchline. But I tell you, Paul Lambert, I was watching during Alan's commentary, very lively down there as well. And he just has a swig of water, and now hopes that his team can defend this free kick for Tottenham. Near side, this is the right-hand side. Holtby standing over the ball. Holtby played very well here in that League Cup victory, making a couple of goals. He's just taking a couple of steps back. Kyle Walker has gone into the penalty area. Dawson's there as well. The Tongan too, over on the far side. In goes the kick, and it travelled a very long way, and it just seemed to miss out on everybody. And it's gone behind for a goal kick. How much did you enjoy playing here, Martin? You got promotion, didn't you, with Graham Taylor, I remember?
Yes, I played here. We were relegated as well, and we were promoted, and then, you know, had a period of stability eventually. Yeah, fantastic atmosphere. The fans, listen, if you give 100% here, there's no better supporters, really. They really get behind you, particularly the whole end. Yeah, coming back here brings back the memories. Yeah. It hasn't changed too much, really. It's one of those grounds that's pretty well the same. You know, what you want is a Villa team against the match, the European Cup winners that we had all those years ago.
Villa 0, Spurs 0. Martin Keown with us here, and Villa having a rare moment because they haven't had too much of the ball inside the Spurs half, but Tottenham are tidying up. The Tonga was played into a little difficulty, and there's pressure now coming back on Karichas, and they haven't dealt with it, and the shot is driven in from Simon. Had to take it quickly, couldn't quite bring it down, and it just goes wide. That was a little casual and careless from Tottenham. They were almost undone.
Yeah, Kirikesh there, he's just a bit sloppy at the back and plays it to Vertonghen. I don't think he wants it, but really quickly, Villa are on you. They want to press, they see that's their way of getting something out of it. Let Tottenham have the ball, and then they just pick your pockets, and they're looking for that long-range effort from Weimann this time.
And I think Martin mentioned, a very tough start, Villa, in terms of their first 8 games, having to play Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, and Manchester City. Here they are with Spurs the opposition today, and Tottenham almost going forward until Vlaar denied them, and now it's Sandro and Paulinho playing together as the two holding midfield players for Tottenham's back inside the Spurs half, and Dawson's tidying up and finds Kirikesh again, the Romanian, who came from Steaua Bucharest. Dawson taps the ball onto Paulinho. Villa 0, Spurs 0, 27 minutes gone in the first half, and Kirikesh again now, approaching the halfway line. Tottenham playing from left to right. Tottenham just keeping possession without moving forward. Now Paulinho. Townsend, you can see, is just waiting here to time his run maybe. Soldado as well. It's on the halfway line. Paulinho. Tottenham just making passes, no progression, and then sloppy from Spurs, almost. That's the second time that's happened. Kosak was almost in there.
Yeah, they're too hesitant. They need to go forward quicker. You take fewer touches of the ball, go into that little pocket just in front. Soldado is staying up top. They need that player to come in just in front, playing off the front. They've not got that. They're all pointing their fingers at each other at the moment. It just seems that they're not comfortable. They haven't worked out the right formula to get into that Villa team. If they get it right, you think maybe they could win this match. But Villa, their tactic is just to let Tottenham have it, and then just to try to do something on the break.
Well, Villas-Boas has had a fortnight really to think about that stunning defeat they had against West Ham. He's made 4 changes today as the ball again bobbles away from his side in midfield. Vlaar gives the ball away poorly from the back there from Aston Villa, and it is still quite scrappy at times. Out comes Loris out of his penalty area and feeds Andros Townsend. He used to be an Andy Townsend, of course, who was a big favourite here playing for Villa. Now Andros Townsend didn't control it first time. Now he again runs out of space near side, almost runs into the Paul Lambert as well. It's a throw into Villa.
But why is he staying at the right? Why is he tied down onto the right? The modern wide player now goes and plays centrally. You know, move away from that problem. Make it easier for yourself. Give yourself a different picture. That's what the quality players do. And that's what the manager needs to tell him to do.
Nobody's really getting on the ball here. Nobody's really bringing it down and bringing some style into the game. The ball is with Spurs on the edge of the penalty area. It's 0-0, and we played almost half an hour of the first half. Kirikesh now, the centre-back, finding Dawson. Tottenham coming forward slowly. Villa all getting back behind the ball. Dawson, foot on the ball, lays it off to Walker. And again, that was HE from Spurs. That was a straightforward pass, Martin, which they almost messed up.
Well, it does really look poor. They're not playing out with any real purpose. I mean, it's a tempo to your play, first of all. You're not sure where it's going to go when you pass it to your teammate, but you do it quickly and you move it and you move your opponent. At the moment, there's no real partnerships being formed either, because Townsend on the right, you want to get Walker down that touchline, and he's not come out of his own half, really.
Holtby tangles with El Hagmadi, and the ball is out of play. It seems to me one of the Tottenham really going to have to make a decision. What are they about this season? Are they trying to qualify for Champions League? Because this Europa League is not helping them. They've already played in Tbilisi, they played in Moscow, they're going to Moldova on Thursday. And it's interesting, when they came back from Moscow, that was when they lost to West Ham. And of course, you just cannot be off the pace in the Premier League. You're just not slightly there, then someone will take advantage the following weekend.
It's the change of personnel, isn't it? That, you know, is a problem for Tottenham. Keep changing it and finding a rhythm to your play.
Bakuna, one of these young players, 3 22-year-olds in the back four. It might break now for Aston Villa, but in steps Dawson and now Sandro to this right-hand side, and Walker moves the ball onto Townsend, cuts in field against Luna, and picks out Holtby in central midfield. Holtby looking for Soldado, good first touch from Soldado on the edge of the area, feeds it wide again to Townsend, left-footed ball in by Townsend, and headed in, and a goal. Yes, it's been given.
Townsend's goal, I think
it doesn't touch anybody, it went all the way in, it was no header. Townsend's ball in was looking for a flick from Soldado. Everybody from the Villa defence stood and nobody took responsibility, and the ball went all the way through, and Spurs lead 1-0.
When it comes to Townsend on the right, we talked about him coming inside, he eventually does. He's kind of whipped it, floated across, nobody really gets on the end of it, and I think that the goalkeeper for Villa then, it just takes the wrong decision, steps back into his goal, and it goes into the corner.
Strange goal. It went over Baker. It was Holtby who was closest to getting a touch to it. It would have been off his back. Holtby ran away without really celebrating.
I think Brad Goosen in the goal there is thinking that Holtby maybe is going to get a touch. He doesn't.
In the meantime, what's going on over on the far side? Is there a problem in the crowd there? Well, I wasn't looking over there, but the stewards think it's a flare that's gone off. Right. Well, we had too many of those at Wembley. That really does seem to be creeping into the game now. So you're pretty sure there, Martin, that went cleanly through from Townsend?
Yeah, Townsend, I believe that's... I mean, listen, he hasn't done anything in this game, and it just shows you should buy a lottery ticket, really, for next weekend, because nothing's gone wrong for him. You know, he's done nothing at all in the game. He pulls the trigger. It's not even a shot, I don't believe. I think he puts it into that corridor of uncertainty. Goalkeeper then goes with what he expects to be a flick. No one gets it. It goes into the corner. 1-0 Tottenham.
And in the end, though there wasn't a flick, maybe Goosen was sort of distracted by those players who were looking to get on. And yeah. Anyway, cleared by Goosen now in that Villa goal, and now Villa have to respond. There hasn't been too much yet at Morris's goal. That shot from Vyman, which he couldn't keep down. So Townsend, the man of the moment, but a freaky, fluky goal in a sense, because it wasn't intended from him. It was intended to do damage and to create, but for somebody else.
He needs it as well, because you can see he's not nearly as comfortable in a Tottenham shirt as in an England shirt.
Villa near side, the Tottenham surrounding the ball. Vyman now. Vyman gets away from Holtby, and then again another shot from Vyman's gone over the bar into the crowd for a goal kick from Lloris.
Yeah, Vyman, he loves to shoot from distance. For me, it's too far out for him, really, there.
Getting another view of the goal. Well, it was Holtby who seemed to... and Goosen dived very late. Holtby got in front, but with no contact at all, cleanly through from Townsend for a Spurs goal. So Villa 0, Spurs 1. 7 minutes to go in the first half here at Villa Park, and Aston Villa not threatening at the moment very much.
Oh, we've just seen there pictures of that flare. I think it actually hits the line.
Close to the linesman. Well, then that's going to give Villa problems.
It's very, very worrying and poor, really, that is.
That will lead to...
I hope they can find whoever that was. Yes, from that.
It always amazes us, and I mean, Alan feels the same way about this, I think, but as Bakuna has the ball, we're always amazed how people can get these things in the ground. And now El Hadmani for Aston Villa, trying to win a corner. Great defending note from Vertonghen, who can play centre-back, can play full-back, he's left-back today, and it's a throw to Spurs over on the far side.
Dare I say as well, I think that's come from the Tottenham contingent. You know, we just don't want to see that, because the target is really the linesman there.
Well, the police have gone in, and they seem to be taking maybe somebody with them as well. But when you think that you can't even bring a bottle of water into a stadium, how on earth they managed to get these flares in? So the police seem to be in control of that situation. Tottenham lead 1-0. Andros Townsend scoring the goal. Tottenham can really push their way up the table if they can hang on to this. And again, we can see now someone's being escorted from the stadium over on the far side.
Well, he's being literally grabbed out of the crowd. And that's good to see. We don't want those people at football matches, really.
Dawson turning away from Kosak, and a little floater forward, looking to Soldado. Soldado may get this, and he's almost caught there as well. The ball comes back to Townsend. Another shot from Townsend, partially saved by Baker. Luna makes the clearance, and then Karichis comes in and judges the bounce really brilliantly. Villa, you can sense here, are looking to try and play on the counter-attack, hoping to get possession with Spurs players going forward, and now Soldado. Soldado back again to Walker. Villa 0, Spurs 1 on 5 Live and World Service. And a bit more of a fight about the game now.
Well, Villa are moving the ball Tottenham are moving it much quicker.
Kirikesh once more feeds the ball to the left-hand side. In comes a whip cross. Sigurdsson just wide with the header. Good play there from Spurs.
Yeah, but Tonga playing as a fullback today, almost like a winger. He's whipped that ball in. Sigurdsson just ahead of it slightly, trying to control it. Let's see why.
Good voice from the Spurs fans now as we move towards half-time. 6 minutes left in the first half, and it's AV against AVB here, and AVB is leading 1-0. Townsend got a foot, and now Kirikesh almost making a slip there. Vyman comes steaming in, and Loris gets good left-footed contact on the ball to send it back to the halfway line. Dylan really not putting enough together inside the Spurs half here. They've really just been feeding off scraps here, mainly Tottenham mistakes. Sandro, too strong in midfield. And now the Tonga. We talked about this powerful Tottenham side. They're trying to make their way down the left-hand side. Good work from Paulinho. Villa now, as they get the ball, they play it forward, looking for Agbonlahor to try and turn. Agbonlahor now almost got in Delph's way. Delph tries a shot, and again, that's the third effort from Villa, which is sky high and almost into the top tier away to our left.
They need to get that extra pass in, Villa. They're just in too much of a hurry to shoot from distance. You're not going to score from there. It's the goal of the season from there. Get the extra pass in, relax in possession, and develop. You're the home side. Play off the confidence of what you've done from the start of the season. And Villa really haven't been in this game enough.
Well, when the luck's going your way, it is really going your way. When fortune is smiling on you, Andros Townsend the beneficiary again today, but now here come Aston Villa. They find Delph once more. Delph, a little trick there by Paulinho, spotted by Phil Dowd, and it's going to be a free kick, and it'll be a yellow card to the Brazilian Paulinho. What do you think of that, Martin?
Yeah, no complaints. Is definitely a booking. Delph, again, as I said earlier, I think he's demonstrating he can play. He dummies to shoot, he comes inside, he gets taken out. This is a very good area for Villa.
Well, they have to maximise this kind of situation because they're not really creating very much from open play. But now they contest Loris. This free kick is 20 yards or so away from his goal. Just slightly to the left as we look at it. Bakuna scored a free kick, I remember, against Manchester City in the 3-2 win. He's there. So too is the tall Dutch defender Vlaar. But Bakuna, the way he's concentrating here, looks like he could be the player. Delph has a little word with him. Phil Dowd pushing the wall back. 1-0 to Spurs. Slightly fortuitous goal. The Spurs lead and have had more of the ball than Aston Villa.
Is that 10 yards away?
Probably not, but anyway. Big concentration here from young Dutch player Bakuna. The right back is now going forward, maybe to take this free kick. Delph to the right, Bakuna to the left. It is going to be Bakuna, and it's poor in the end, wayward and wide.
Yeah, and there was 3 Villa players on the end of that wall. I think that was the ploy to sort of hit it into that area, and it's nowhere near there.
Spurs then on the recovery from the West Ham defeat. Remember, they only let in 2 goals in their first 6 games and then let in 3 in that match against West Ham. They're leading here 1-0 in the Heineken Cup. It's still Claremont 23, Harlequins 13 with 15 minutes to play. We're at Villa Park for this Sunday 4 o'clock game. 2 great famous names. Only 1 Villa, isn't there, around the world? Only 1 Spurs, and here we are watching the 2 of them. Spurs leading 1-0 and trying to go forward again until Vlaar smashes it back into the Tottenham half. Dawson just managed to get his nose on it, and now Townsend the goal scorer. Townsend tackled by Delph. Kosak now, good challenge coming in from Sandro. Ball on the halfway line. It might break for Walker. Walker's tearing forward now for Spurs. Still a player lying injured inside the Spurs half. Walker takes the ball towards the dead ball line. Flicks it back to Townsend. Paulinho and Soldado are in the penalty area. Still Andros Townsend, a couple of step-overs, dink ball to the far post, good defensive header by Villa, and then cleared by El Ahmadi. Sandro comes in first again, as it's looking much brighter now around the stadium too. We've lost the rain, and Paulinho chases down that left-hand side, the far side for Spurs. Spurs leading 1-0, drags the ball back to Kirikesh once more. Kirikesh, no, Paulinho waiting for that. In comes Villa, and they try and release Vyman. Strong running, Vyman's ball in. Dawson has to be careful here, and Dawson just managed to get enough on the ball, otherwise Kosak might have had an opportunity.
That was touch and go again, Villa on the break. Kosak there just nearly getting on the end of it. Two Villa fans around us. She's got injured actually. She's got Sandro just did a fantastic tackle on him, and the Villa fans saying stay down. I don't think they're that pleased with him. They want to see Benteke back on. Of course, he's on the bench. Might see him later on, but meanwhile it's a corner to Villa.
Last 5 minutes of the first half. Corner to the far side, trailing 1-0. In goes the corner kick, and Tottenham defend it pretty well. They knock it out to Townsend. Townsend rolls the ball onto Paulinho. Paulinho up against 3 Villa players effectively surrounding him, and Villa take possession once more. But they haven't had enough moments really inside the Spurs half. It's Delph, one of their midfield players, and still Delph playing a 1-2. Delph going past Townsend far too easily there for a very Villa space of Delph. And now Luna. Luna's ball into the penalty area, travels a long way. It may be kept in over on the far side by Westwood. Westwood pulls the ball back, and the shot is driven in and wide in the end by Vyman. Villa's best moment.
Yeah, fantastic, and I have to say that goes back to Delph there. Great run that he goes on. But in the end, Wyman hits it. He's crossed back to him from Westwood. He manages to get a nice solid foot on it. Looking at it again, and very unlucky. Maybe he should be hitting the target. It's difficult to keep them down. Best moment from Villa.
We have this sort of pale light around us now, a little bit of sunshine, and also storm clouds as well, not very far away. The last moments of the first half. Tottenham leading 1-0. Overall, it's been a disappointing first half in terms of quality of football, I think.
The goal has woken it up a little bit. You know, it's a favour for Townsend. You know, but since then, Villa look as if they try to respond.
Throw to Villa, and they must respond. And Villa actually, if they won this game, could go above Spurs. But they're not going to do it at the moment. Throw to Villa, far side of the field, just inside the Tottenham half. They're thrown back into their own half. Vla now touches the ball off to Baker. Baker has a little think to think who's in the best position. Just trades passes with Delph. And now Baker once more with his left foot. Finds Delph. We have 3 minutes to go in the first half. Villa's still on the edge of their own area, and they play it back to Gusan, and then Gusan with his left foot straight onto the head of Kirikesh. But he doesn't control the header. Villa break down the right-hand side. Long ball forward. Good offside given by the linesman over on the far side. And that's a free kick to Spurs. So as a central defender, Martin, what's your impression of this partnership between Dawson and Kirikesh so far?
Not bad actually. I mean, it's one small one, one big one. Kirikesh very comfortable in possession. Dawson is really the leader in the air, isn't he, at the back? But I still feel that it's early days, really, to seeing how the fullback for Tonga now being pushed out to left back. Quite like him down the middle, you know, and think he's slightly better as a partnership with him in there.
Well, we should make the point, of course, that Danny Rose was in possession of the left back position at the start of the season and looking very good, and then he got injured. But they'll want him back, I'm sure.
Well, that's it. Again, you know, so many options for Tottenham.
Now Sandro going down the centre. Sandro lays it to the left-hand side of Vertonghen. Soldado's waiting on the edge of the penalty area as Sigurdsson now takes possession. And Sigurdsson moving forward dangerously for Spurs. Holt end. Sigurdsson's ball in but can't clear the defender. And Villa get it back to Vertonghen, who's just inside the Villa half. But Tottenham have far more moments on the ball than Villa in this first half. We only have a minute and a half to go. Now Townsend, the goal scorer. At least he'll be credited with the goal. Now Dawson. Tottenham just playing it safely and neatly. Possession football at the end of this first half. The two managers have been out there the whole of the 45 minutes. Villas-Boas to the left and Lambert to the right.
Interesting if Villas-Boas has got a special message for Townsend at half-time, because I felt he's been out wide here and ineffective in large periods of the game, and Villa, every time he's got the ball, have really gone tight on him. I felt sorry for him at times.
Von Lahore has now come across to the left again. He's played on both sides in the first half, trying to unsettle the Spurs defenders. And Tottenham very much playing for half-time right now.
Villa have worked very hard, though, haven't they? You know, out of possession. just need to get on the ball more.
Well, when Benteke does come on, as I'm sure he has to, that'll give everybody a big lift here. We get a great reception when he returns to the Villa side in the second half. Tottenham may need another one to make sure. Luna, the left back now to Villa. Luna trying to make his way into the penalty area. Townsend's back helping Walker. Both players tumble over, and the referee, right at the end of the first half, has given a corner kick to Aston Villa near side the left. Kozak, the Czech Republic player, is probably the tallest man on the pitch, and he could threaten here as Westwood comes across to take this Villa corner. This might be their last opportunity, because the fourth official's preparing to display the added time. There was very much of it. 2 minutes of added time. In goes the corner kick. And Soldado got his head to it. In went Delph looking for a volley on the edge of the penalty area. And rather it was El Hagmadi. And now Delph again, who was fouled by Holby right in front of us near side. So Villa are going to have another chance to exploit a set piece here. Free kick wide on this near side.
Another example of Delph, you know, an Englishman there, prepared to play. You can see his development. Another free kick for Aston Villa.
And Westwood will take it. The former crewman. Free kick to Villa. In it goes into the penalty area. Paulinho got his head to the ball. Wasn't claimed by Holby. And Tottenham now struggling to get out of their own half. As in goes Delph once more. And Delph's having a pretty good first half. Ball back with Westwood. Westwood was pressure. Sorry, Mark.
Really good. He's been pretty well outstanding for me.
Long ball forward, a rather innocuous one from Villa. And now Tottenham again. Townsend a bit casual, and that's gone off El Hagmadi. And Villas-Boas feels it, and it's a throw-in to Spurs near side. He holds onto the ball, and no doubt will have a little word with Kyle Walker when he comes towards him to take this throw. Last seconds of the first half. Villa 0, Spurs 1 at Villa Park. And overall, Tottenham probably deserved the lead, but it was a rather fortuitous way. Now here comes that man again, Delph. Last chance. Oh, given away this time by Delph. Straight at Dawson. Dawson's ball towards Sigurdsson over on the far side. It may open up for Spurs on the break here. Vertonghen plays it early. Sigurdsson gives chase. Cross comes Vlaar. Paulinho in the penalty area is calling for it. In it goes. Paulinho slipped. Villa didn't. They managed to get it out of the area. Townsend's back in business once more. Holby says, give it to me. Townsend thinking about a shot. Townsend, a little 1-2. Paulinho. And Townsend again. Turned away by Gustav for a corner kick.
Unbelievable. What a fantastic save from the Gustav there at the end of it. I mean, Townsend again, he follows his pass, he plays it inside, he keeps on his bike, and it comes back to him, and he's lucky to get it back. And what a cracking save at the end of it.
Phil Dowd's being generous here if he allows Tottenham to take this corner, because we're well over time. We played the added 2 minutes, but he's going to allow them to take this corner kick right at the end of the first half. In goes the corner kick. They were looking for a flick on at the near post, and there goes the half-time whistle. So, peculiar game in a sense, certainly a peculiar goal. Are the right team in front, Martin?
Yes, very much so. Well, it's finished as we thought it would start. You know, once the goal came, it's really lifted this match, and you know, Villa going in, I think, were quite unlucky. Really, it was a Townsend's goal again. He's had an incredible 10 days or so, but you know, I think Villa need to get in there, change their game plan second half, and be on the ball a lot more. Delph has been outstanding for them in the midfield, but at the moment, Tottenham, because they had more possession, probably deserve it at this stage.
Andros Townsend, who knew? Here's Alan Green.
Yeah, a bit of a stinker in the first half, actually, Townsend, but he scored the goal. I think it was meant as a cross rather than a shot on target, but Guzan was definitely distracted by the nearby presence of two Tottenham players, and Townsend's cross bounced once and went straight into the net. That's the difference between the two sides as the second half is underway here at Villa Park. No alteration to either 11 so far, but Benteke spent a lot of the half-time interval getting himself in shape. I'm sure he'll be on very quickly. Villa's current lineup: goalkeeper Guzan, the defensive Bakuna, Vlaar, Baker and Luna, then Delph, Westwood and El Hamadi, and finally Vyman, Kozak and Agbolmahor. And I certainly witnessed that occasion when Kozak was heavily tackled, went down the ground clutching his knee, and the Villa fan ignored the play, got up and shouted towards Kozak and indicated with his hand as if, you stay down son and then you come off. And I think that will happen sooner rather than later. Benteke will be on. Tottenham's 11, goalkeeper Loris, defence Walker, Dawson, Kirikesh and Vertonghen. Then we've got Sandra and Paulinho, then Townsend, Holtby, Sigurdsson, and finally Soldado. He did pick up the game when Mike started commentating, and it's very unusual that happening. Actually, normally it's dull as dishwater when he's commentating, but it was far, far better, and long may the trend that he established continue in this second half, because the first 20 minutes was just miserable.
By the weather.
Yeah, but it's already now, thank heavens. Aston Villa 0, Tottenham 1. Spurs would go to 5th, but behind Manchester City in goal difference. If they win. Nothing determined about that yet. Here's Paulinho for Tottenham. On the far side of the field, it's taken up by Townsend, sprinting forward. He's already midway inside the Villa half. Plays it to Holtby. Holtby kicks it up, gives it to Townsend again. Townsend creates room for the cross, plays it in towards Soldado. Cleared by Baker on the volley, but not out of play. Walker for Spurs in the far side, right in front of the Tottenham fans. One miscreant threw a flare in the first half, directly at the assistant. I think it actually hit the assistant. It's shocking behaviour. I don't care which club does it, which fans are responsible, if you can call them fans, and I'm delighted to see that the police seem to have made an arrest. Holtby for Spurs, towards this near touchline. Tottenham left in the second half. Plays it to Sigurdsson, who'll be figuring in the World Cup players for Iceland soon. Fantastic achievement for such a small nation, Iceland. And now Soldado to Holtby, back to Soldado, tackled well, ball breaks off Florida, collected by Townsend on his left foot, he's going to shoot again, this time he's behind wide.
Yeah, this time he comes in, maybe there he could be crossing that, an early cross in. Townsend's involved in most things. He's got to prove, isn't he, that he's not just a better player at international level than he is at club level, but he's had a lucky strike so far today. But, you know, you're not really seeing much from Villa at the start of this second half. The fans here, it's particularly quiet.
It is very quiet.
Really.
A lot of police on the far side, again, amongst the Tottenham fans, and somebody else appears to, in the process of being ejected from that area. We saw these ridiculous, I think there must have been about 2 or 3 dozen flares amongst the Polish fans at Wembley the other night. And I've seen them in Premier League grounds this season, and it's just not on. And as Mike Ingham said, quite rightly, if you can't get a bottle of water into the football ground now, how can you get a flare inside the stadium? So much for security. Tottenham have a throw in near side of the field. We've already played 4 minutes in the second half. They lead by a goal to 0 for Tongan at left back today to Soldado. On it goes, Paulinho, edge of the penalty, shoots! Oh, just wide, it must have been saved.
Guzan saved, yeah.
Well done, Guzan. Because 2 Villa players held back.
Well,
and gave Paulinho the opportunity to shoot.
They worked that beautifully from the throw-in, but Villa went completely to sleep. Guzan there rescuing his team.
Paulinho almost made it 2-0. Tottenham corner, right-footed. In-swinger headed away by Blar. I couldn't believe that both Villa players just hung off from Paulinho. So it was an excellent save from Guzan. Right, that's a foul by Kozak. And it's a free kick to Tottenham. Keep looking for the Villa fan who indicated before half-time that he should get off the field.
Kozak's not nearly the threat of Benteke.
No.
You could just see Benteke going after that one with power and strength. It's not there.
Holtby's pass to Sigurdsson was short. Bakuna intercepts. Bakuna is going to run it away to safety, is he? Yes, he plays it off Holtby. And wins Villa throw in the inside of the field, albeit level with the edge of their own penalty. How long do you think it will be before Paul Lambert brings Benteke on? Presumably it depends on his state of fitness.
Well, that's the point we're making at half-time, that he doesn't look 100% really in his warm-up. He's only been really fit probably for a week. He hasn't done the training he needs. Look at this boy Galf again. They just love him here. He's everywhere.
Good run, and he steps aside from Holtby for the second occasion. And passes the ball back to Bakuna, and that's the cue to applaud Fabian Delph's contribution there. He is playing well. Here's Bakuna once more, and Bakuna gets past Sigurdsson, runs over the halfway line, plays it in to Weimann. It was behind Weimann, but the Austrian picked it up, and he's still going forward. Any small time, yes, he is by Dawson, and it's a free kick. Phil Dye indicating that it was a shirt tug, and it's also a yellow card. for Dawson.
He's not happy what Dawson said to him as well, I think. Yeah, he's pulling onto him. Ryman, though, great credit to him. He links very well with the front players. He dealt with a difficult ball to him, actually, adjusted nicely and went straight on the attack.
The free kick is towards the right of the Villa attack. And it will be taken right-footed by Westwood. Though Delph has come across, and you'd have thought Delph would be the better option here.
Definitely.
Because, you know, get the ball in.
This is the sort of Townsend area, isn't it, where he scored from this sort of position.
Villa attacking the whole end in the second half here. A goal down to Tottenham Hotspur in the Barclays Premier League. Westwood is there, so too is Delph. Delph dummies. It's Westwood who takes the free kick in towards the far post. Well defended. That was headed away by Dawson. And then El Hamadi feathers a shot high into the whole end.
Good defending from Tottenham. Shocking strike though to finish.
You'd have thought that the better option would have been to play the ball in left-footed, so it was not just a cross, it was threatening the goal.
Well, this is where Fabian Delph needs to take a little bit more ownership. It does look as if Westwood is their, free kick specialist, but from what I've seen in his performance, Fabian's the one bossing things in general play, so do the same for set pieces.
Martin Kuhn, our summariser on 5 Live, this Sunday afternoon. Tottenham lead 1-0 here at Villa Park, where they emerged victorious 4-0 on both their previous visits, one in the League Cup and then in the league tie last season. Looking for Benteke to emerge. We spent the whole of half-time exercising. Here's Kozak, the likely player to be replaced. Tackle, loses the ball to Sandro. Paul Lambert thought should have got a free kick. Kozak trying to win the ball back, but his touch was poor, and it's out for a throw into Spurs.
Borderline challenge there from Sandros. Very physical player, does like to make big hits. Got away with that one.
Just to let you know what's coming up in midweek here on 5 Live. Monday's 5 Live Sport with Mark Chapman comes from Selhurst Park. There'll be commentary in Crystal Palace against Fulham. Then on Tuesday night, we've got commentary from the Emirates with Mike Ingham on Arsenal against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. And then some Irish twit will be at Old Trafford on Wednesday night for Manchester United against Real Sociedad. Commentary twit, so it's got to be me. Oh, sorry Connor, I didn't mean you. In case he's listening, it's not. I'll be at Old Trafford again. Here's Sigurdsson. Playing the ball back to Vertonghen. He's just about 5 yards outside the Villa penalty area. Nearly 10 minutes gone in the second half. Townsend passes into the box. There's a bit of shirt tugging there on Soldado. Soldado just stood up to it. Plays it back to Walker. Walker with a deep cross. Vertonghen tries to volley the ball into the penalty area. Just hit it correctly. And it's cleared temporarily by Villa towards the halfway line. By the way, that other Irish commentary twit, Connor, is at Crystal Palace against Fulham tomorrow night.
Right. They're everywhere, the Irish.
Yeah, it's a sort of half Irish people sitting alongside me. Shame that he didn't play for us. Goal kick to Villa. Guzan's made a couple of important saves in the game. That's why it's still only 1-0. But we haven't really seen Villa threaten Loris's goal that frequently. And you feel it has to be the presence of Benteke that will bring that about. Well played, Delph, despite the Tottenham fans screaming for handball. Delph controlled it well, but Tottenham win it back, and it's with Soldado on the far side of the field. Lovely little back heel. In it goes to Townsend. Townsend into the penalty, plays it right through the 6-yard box. Tottenham player was attacking the ball, and now it's out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Tottenham close to the corner flag.
Better from Townsend. Much better decision. Now starting to look like he did in an English shirt.
Interestingly, he's coming a little bit more. He's not staying so rigidly to the width of that right side. Throw for Spurs, goes into the Villa penalty area temporarily, and then it's hit away by Westwood, and it's going out of play in the near side of the field off a Tottenham head for Tongan, and it's going to be a throw into Aston Villa. It was played 11 minutes in the second half. Still, Aston Villa 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Kozak down the right side wins himself a throw, level with the edge of the Spurs penalty area. Tottenham in their white shirts defending the whole end in the second half. Kozak takes the throw himself, back to Bakuna. He wears number 7, but he plays it right back. Here he is, driving the ball in towards Akbonlahor. Akbonlahor jumps, but I think he was conscious of Dawson's presence, and Dawson had the physique to clear the ball. And now it's with Townsend. Townsend over the halfway line. Sensible ball to Holtby. Holtby chips it forward. Does it run to Soldado? No, it's cleared by Baker. Vital interception by Baker. And it's hacked away to further safety by Bakuna up to the halfway line. Bouncing towards Walker. Walker got hit in the face there by the challenge of Akbonlahor. There was nothing meant by Akbonlahor's challenge, but he just caught the fullback in the face, and the referee's given a free kick.
Yeah, just the way the Tottenham bench is out there. I mean, he's just late getting to it. He's just gone with his, he's led with his arm there. But I think just looking at that, that ball's cleared by the Villa defenders, and Akbonlahor's asleep. So that's why he's late getting to it. You know, once the ball goes back and your team's defending, don't switch off. Find a position,
yellow
get
card.
it back.
A yellow card after that.
It must have been an arm that he caught him with.
Well, Phil Dowd clearly feels merits a yellow card. By the way, it's not over 40,000 the attendance. It's under. It's 35,000 and something and something and something. I can't read it that far. 35,391. I'm sure Walker will be all right. Having been attended, of course, he has to go off the pitch, and it's a free kick to Tottenham. Phil Dowd was explaining to the Tottenham bench something there. Free kick is headed out of play by Bakuna. Walker's all right, he's back on the pitch, and it's Vertonghen to take the throw in. The Belgian midway inside the Villa half. Holtby's nearby. He throws the ball to Holtby, back to Vertonghen, on to Sigurdsson. Vertonghen once more, almost got the ball trapped under his feet, but finds Paulinho. Paulinho very close to making it 2-0 to Spurs early in the second half. Still 1-0. Sigurdsson feeds it forward. That's intercepted easily by the Dutchman Blar. Blar hits it up here. Kozak looked at the defender and ran into him. No offence according to the officials, and he played the ball forward towards Akbonlahor, but Akbonlahor is snuffed out by a combination of Walker and Dawson. The ball's with Lawrence, who threw it to Kirikesh, and Kirikesh evades Kozak, and he runs forward to Mameni towards the halfway. Glorious ball in the direction of Soldado. It's as well for Villa that they had the defender back. Luna's cleared to the halfway line. Nearly a quarter of an hour played in the second half. At least it's better at the early stages of the second half than it was the first. Great run forward by Townsend. Speed. Has he got the cross right? Goes almost nowhere. Blar makes a vital interception, knocks the ball away, and bouncing out of play. It's a corner.
Townsend's pace there was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, you can just see now he's settled in nicely. He's using all that newfound confidence to his advantage.
But you think you've also got Lennon as well.
Yeah. Well, he's there kicking his heels, isn't he? At the moment, Tottenham don't need to make any changes.
15 minutes played in the second half. Spurs lead 1-0. They've got a corner. Played in from the right. Skips off a head, and then Holtby hits the ball on the half volley. High behind the goal. I suppose he had to take it early. Here's Benteke. Oh, they're just good stuff on the back.
Yeah, listen to that response again.
Yeah, Kozak is the man replaced. And for Philip's sake, surely Benteke got a good 30 minutes in it.
Well, this is a good idea. Get him on if he's fit, get him on there. Be terrorising that defence, surely. Kirikesh, I'm not sure he's going to enjoy this sort of physical strength that he's got. Look at him straight away. Wins the ball away from Paulinho. Tottenham cleared. Knocked too far ahead of Soldado. It's bouncing through to Guzan, who needlessly was out of his penalty here. Had to clear the ball with his feet, and he could easily have caught it. But he cleared it well. Delp under-hits that pass in the direction of Vyman. Here's Townsend. Townsend falls over as he tried to slip past the second Villa player. And suddenly, you can see vigour from Villa. It's as if Benteke's very arrival has given them renewed hope. His body language, isn't it? He's pointing where he wants the ball. The fans are up out of their seat. Luna running down the left side, holding off the other number 14, Holtby.
Plays the ball to Gonlahor. Gonlahor has got a throw in, and Benteke has given Kirikesh and Dawson something to worry about as he stands inside the Tottenham penalty in front of the whole end in the second half here at Villa Park. Villa 0, Spurs 1. Villa's throw in was wasted. Slashed upfield, the clearance over the halfway line and headed back by Baker to his goalkeeper Guzan. Guzan throws it out, and now it's with Delph. It's Luna. Luna to Flar. Flar forward to Benteke. Touch wasn't great, and Tottenham have the ball back. And clever dummy by Holtby. Allows it from the Sigurdsson. Holtby again from Vertonghen. Vertonghen once more, and then he was caught there by Bakuna. And referee obviously thought it was okay. Villa on the attack. Feynman tries to cross to the right and hits Kirikesh and goes out of play for a throw-in. Vertonghen is sort of limping a little bit as he rejoins his defence. Villa have already taken the throw-in. They've got another throw-in. Benteke playing the ball off the shins of a Tottenham player. He takes the throw-in himself to Belgium. And it's now back with Delph. Heading into Flar inside the Villa half. 18 minutes gone in the second half. You're listening to 5 Live in the World Service of the BBC. Aston Villa 0, Spurs 1. You thought a score draw might be the likely outcome before the game, Martin. You still think that Villa might score here, get level?
Well, I mean, listen, if I were them, I'd be going out for Tonga because I don't think he's a left back.
Here's Bakuna up to the right edge of the Tottenham penalty. Crosses high, and taking rolls magnificently, but couldn't keep the header down. It's just over the crossbar.
Well, Bakuna, great little ball. Yeah, just talking about Tonga, he's not even in the position. Get at him. And the spring from Benteke, I mean, he gets off fantastically well, just can't keep it down.
I didn't think he had any chance of meeting the ball. It was a fantastic lead.
Well, he is a real athlete, isn't he? He's a bully as well. Straight away, he's lifted his team, he's lifted the whole stadium and the atmosphere.
There's still 27 minutes left for play. 27 minutes for Villa to prize an equaliser here against Tottenham. That wasn't the best pass forward by Vertonghen, straight out of play.
Looks like he's sulking to me, Vertonghen.
For not getting the
he kicked early his ankle, didn't he, early in pre-season, whether he's taken another rap on that. He can look himself today.
There's Gonlahor down the left side. Springing his step. Checks on the fullback. Quick to fullback. Crossing to Benteke. Benteke tried to bully it forward. He actually played it wide, but it's still in play. Renewed. Different atmosphere here at Aston Villa. As Benteke's presence certainly has changed the whole direction of the game. Look at how hard Villa are working now to win the ball back, appreciated by their fans.
I think that chance they had there was just so much pace on the ball that Benteke couldn't get enough on it. Side foot.
Feynman hits it to the right side, and Bakuna. Paul Lambert very animated inside the technical area. Good ball forward to Feynman in the penalty area. Feynman crosses to the right, hits Sigurdsson and goes behind for a corner. They'll try to suck this one in, the Villa fans in the whole thing. Aaron Lennon's going to come on for Tottenham very shortly. 25 minutes to go. Westwood, who takes free kicks routinely, is taking this corner from the right. Watch out for Benteke, Tottenham. He's played deep, looking for the Belgian. He rises, it comes off his forehead, but not downwards, it's upwards, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Every time that ball comes in the box, he's favourite, isn't he? So powerful and strong. Lennon coming off the bench now, making a substitution. I wonder if they want to protect, maybe Townsend will move across to the left-hand side to protect Tonga until he's been a bit exposed.
Sigurdsson is coming off. Lennon off. Townsend for the moment is staying on the right. We'll see if there are any fresh instructions relayed 5 minutes for us through Aaron Lennon. Well, Soldado's come across. Lennon's talking to Soldado. But Lennon's staying left at the moment. Goal kick taken by Lawrence for Spurs. They lead by a goal to 0. Head upfield, and Bakuna jump. Good control by Lennon. He knew right to keep that ball in play. He did so very well. Now can he get the ball into the Villa penalty area? Well, the presence of Villa defender Flar. The referee says that Lennon was pulling at Flar's shirt. and it's going to be a free kick to Aston Villa.
Bakune's gone over on his ankle there from that challenge. Little stop, Lennon there will stop him getting forward. Villa having a lot of joy on this right hand side.
Guzan, the goalkeeper, plays a free kick towards Benteke, but it's headed away by Vertonghen. Benteke has the ball again though, and it's forward through Hamadi towards Ekbonlahor, head out of play, throw in to Aston Villa. Lines are open for 606, remember, 0500 909 693. Beautiful touch from Benteke, back to Feynman, a night off, a long way out, hit to the far side of the field, and Luna doesn't cross, tries to dribble his way into the penalty area, squirts off, not a defender, it squirts off Luna, and it's behind for a goal kick. We've reached the midway point of the second half, and joining Martin Keown is Mike Ingham.
Thanks, Alan. Well, we knew that the arrival of Benteke would change the atmosphere here, Martin, didn't we? We said that in the first half, and it has done.
It has, but Luna there, you've got to get the ball in the box. You know, there's no point in having Benteke there if you're not. He's trying to be too clever there. But yeah, he's definitely lifted the atmosphere here. You can see he plays with such authority, pointing where he wants the ball. Looks a proper player.
Villa 0, Spurs 1. Benteke now trying to thread a pass through for Ekbonlahor. Well defended by Dawson, but instead Stealth. Outstanding in the first half, and now Ekbonlahor up against Walker down the far side. Benteke's poised in the area. Should a cross come in? The cross may come in now. Whipped in towards Benteke. Header down, no power in the end. Straight at Loris, the goalkeeper.
Well, you say that, but I mean, he's got no right to get anywhere near that header. I mean, Benteke, he really is like a magnet, isn't he, to the ball when it comes in the box.
Well, he was the fourth leading goal scorer last year, behind the likes of Van Persie, Suarez and Bale, and Villa managed to keep him. And now Tottenham are going forward. Chance for Soldado, finish, and he's down! Soldado was there, cool if you like. Benteke's come on down the other end, but now all over the field, Spurs players celebrate, so do the fans over on the far side. Spanish striker Soldado has surely sealed it there. Villa 0, Spurs 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's a sweet ball, isn't it? You know, you look at this, the build-up. Holtby just plays it into Paulinho. He just plays a little ball inside. And the finish, I mean, what about the quality finish? He composed himself. Great football from Tottenham. Beautiful.
Soldado today selected ahead of Defoe. That was the one change from the West Ham defeat. Defoe, of course, is a poacher supreme. Soldado, perhaps, all round offers the team a little bit more. Maybe that's why he gets the nod.
Soldado, when he goes through there, I mean, the quality players, they seem to have time. And he knows exactly what he wants to do with it. But it's the movement. It's great little movement off the ball. Paulinho in there, he wants to get forward. Holtby as well. But really, it was against the run of play.
Well, as Villa were pushing forward, Spurs counter-attack and score a crucial second goal. So there was a touch of fortune about the first one from Townsend, but nothing fluky about that one. Soldado finishes with the plumb, and now it's a real mountain for Aston Villa. Villa 0, Spurs 2, and Spurs are on their way to joining Manchester City on 16 points in the Premier League, so very tight at the top. Villa will lose ground. The ball is with Bakuna, the right back, near side. It seems to have shaken off a little injury. Benteke, tackle, but no, the ball may break to Villa, no. Challenge from Lennon, and Dembele is going to come on in a moment for Tottenham. As now Paulinho trying to stretch Villa. Brought down sweetly by Soldado, touched on to Townsend, forced a little bit wide here, Townsend. Got the ball on the edge of the area, looking for the best option. Picks out Holtby, great pace from Holtby. Holtby now, angle wide, in the end, wins the corner kick off the defender.
Yeah, free-flowing football from Tottenham there, Townsend's pace, Holtby arriving. This is the problem for Villa now, they're going to have to show some character, some personality, trying to get back into the game, and they keep leaving opportunities for Tottenham just to get in at the back door.
That West Ham defeat, the one blemish for Spurs in the Premier League this season. They're on course here. All of their fans are over there as well, behind the players taking the short corner. Townsend's in possession. Little chip into the area. Free header for Paulinho. Heads it straight at Guzman in the Aston Villa goal. Well, we're going to have a double change actually, Martin, because we've got Dembele. We've also got Silla coming on as well for Aston Villa, I think, in a moment. Next time the ball's out of play.
That was another glorious chance for Tottenham, wasn't it? Paulinho really should be doing better with that.
Vertonghen keeps it in, knocks it down the line into the Villa half. Aston Villa 0, Spurs 2. on 5 Live and World Service, and I'll remind you about FA's statement in a moment when there's a chance. Today, a take by Baker at the back from Aston Villa. Holtby now, sliding the ball forward for the pace of Townsend. Townsend in the area, and then it's gone wide, and we'll have that change made. Today, if you haven't heard the news, added to Greg Dyke's FA commission today, Rio Ferdinand and Roy Hodgson. El Hadi's coming off to make way for Villa. And the statement from the FA says that the commission's main purpose is finding a way of delivering long-term success for the England men's senior team by identifying ways to increase the number of players available for the national team playing regularly at the highest club level. Holtby coming off the Dembele. And it's interesting that point about players, English players playing at the highest level, because just this weekend alone, for example, from the England squad, Defoe, Cahill, Smalling, Milner, Welbeck, none of them started for their clubs. Big hug there for Holtby as he comes off, and Dembele comes on into midfield. Another Belgian player coming into the game. Certainly, as we've said many times, the Premier League's working very well for Belgium. And now Dembele, free kick to Villa, who have to respond very quickly, Martin, if they're going to get anything out of this game now.
Yeah, listen, they're the home side. They've got to do that. That's the thing. They've been very direct in their approach. And Benteke coming on, demands that you do that even more. And it's when they tried to play their Baker, just giving the ball away at the back. He's trying to play into midfield, not done it all the way through the game. It doesn't come off.
Free kick to Aston Villa, trailing by 2-0. Holt end. A good challenge coming in from Dawson, and then the ball loops back to Loris, who, just trying to think, hasn't really been tested that much in this game. The Frenchman, has he?
He's just been like a sweeper at the back. A few times you've seen him coming off his line.
Clears and looks towards Townsend, but it won't reach him down that far side. Interesting that Townsend stayed on the right, Lennon came on, played on the left, and now it's Delph with Luna, the Spanish fullback. Luna halfway inside the Spurs half, ball forward, looking for Delph. Walker's there, and the free kick is given by Phil Dowd to Tottenham. Spurs leading here by 2 goals to 0, and poised to go to 16 points, level with Manchester City, with Liverpool and Chelsea above them 17, and on the top Arsenal 19, or Southampton just a point behind, and Everton too, just a point behind Manchester City, and will be Spurs if they win here today. It's very tight. Very tight.
This would be an outstanding result for them, when you've had the international break. I know that you've got, a group of players, a lot of signings, trying to make it gel. Difficult place to come now for Liverpool.
Yes. They'll have to play again next Sunday, Spurs, because they've got that Europa League game on Thursday. Now it's Agbonlahor for Villa over on the left-hand side. Time running out from the home side. 2-0 they trail. Agbonlahor runs a long way with the ball. But Tottenham have got the bodies back, and Paulinho emerges with it now. Paulinho, who did really well for that second goal, sidesteps a challenge and then plays it down the far side. And here comes Townsend once more to Spurs, all on his own at the moment. Players now arriving in the box. Soldado's there with Lennon. Ball is played back to Paulinho. Danger here for Villa. And Townsend again has beaten the offside trap. Cuts inside and left-footed. And that just scrapes the bar, I think, into the crowd for a goal kick.
Well, you can just see that he's growing in confidence and realising how good a player he really is, and he's decided to cut inside once more. There's a great whip on that. He's just hits the net on the back of the goal. That's how close he was to going in. Sandro up against Benteke, and Benteke goes down rather cheaply looking for the free kick. Spurs looking to cross the halfway line. Villa tidy up, and now inside the centre circle, a little floater from Delph. Sits up like Simon! In the end, that's gone well wide, but it was a great intended pass towards him. Well, it's a diagonal ball over his shoulder, and he hits it first time on the volley. And
just got a note here from Phil, by the way, our producer, that one significant save really from Loris so far, Martin. 21 minutes in, he went down to push away a Westwood free kick through a crowd of players. So,
yeah, that's the only one I can think of. He's been lively on his guy. I think actually Loris is probably the best goalkeeper in the Premiership, really.
Really?
Yes, he's also a decent goalkeeper to me. He's been a good acquisition. They bought plenty of players in the last little while, but he's very good.
What I like about him is when he makes a decision to come, he doesn't stop, does he? He absolutely goes for it. He doesn't hang about at all.
But he's positive in everything he does, and even if you're wrong being positive, people can clear up around you.
Now, Tottenham looking very much in control of things here. Villa brought on Benteke, and things changed atmospherically around the stadium but there hasn't been enough at Loris's goal. Now Dawson comes in early, but Benteke's great presence in the air was too much for Dawson. Benteke stabs it forward, looks for Agbonlahor. Walker slightly out of position. Agbonlahor's there. Byman's calling for it on the edge of the area. Agbonlahor knocks it all the way back into midfield though. And now Delph, and that's ricocheted off the Spurs defender. And it's Kirikesh who manages to get in the way for Spurs. And now Vertonghen sliding the ball well away from the Villa fullback Bakuna, and Tottenham now pushing forward down this near side. Leonard, don't often see him playing on the left-hand side.
No, but the whole of that passage of play that Villa just had all came from Benteke's leap in the air. Incredible header, and all of a sudden everybody's lifted and they get round him. That's the way they do it. But Villa not done this enough really. Tottenham lost in possession just now, just taking the sting out of it whenever they can.
Soldado's playing quite deep at the moment, and he feeds the ball down the right and gets it back from Townsend. Paulini's in the area. Soldado stepped over it, looks for Townsend, and Villa now with Westwood moves the ball forward to Silla. Sweet turn from him, and now the time really running away from Aston Villa here. Villa moving it around the middle, ball given away there by Bakuna, very careless and sloppy towards Silla, and Spurs have it once more. Dembele, who's immediately slotted into the rhythm of the game here, feeding Walker, moved on again now to Townsend. Here comes Andros Townsend. Townsend looking to see what's available. Walker down the right-hand side. Good understanding between those two. One of the reasons why Roy Hodgson picked Townsend for the first game against Montenegro. A Spurs flick from Soldado doesn't work. And Goossens there, and he'll knock it down the centre, looking for a flick on maybe from Benteke. There was no flick on, and Dawson cleared into the crowd, far side. 2-0 to Spurs. Throw to Villa just inside the Spurs half. Champions League then returning this week.
It's almost as if the crowd and the players have all accepted now that they're not going to get anything out of this game.
Benteke turning away from a couple of players, and now looking for a 1-2 maybe with Byman. Byman shot into the Holt end. Well into the Holt end. Here comes another change now being made by Aston Villa, and they're going to bring on Tonev, the Bulgarian, who comes on for Gabi Agbonlahor. So Tonev or Agbonlahor, the latest Villa change. Incidentally, when the players met here, of course, a few weeks ago in the League Cup, that was the famous night when Vertonghen undressed Hellenius, the Danish striker. It was amazing, really. Nothing was given by the referee. He took his shorts off and managed to survive that decision. And it's one of those years to come, I'm sure, when questions fall. You know, what happened next, really? I'm sure they'll be replaying that. And now Paulinho away from Vertonghen. I was rather hoping that Hellenius would come on for Villa in this second half. He hasn't yet. Paulinho to Leonard. Tottenham are looking really confident now. That second goal has really boosted all the team. Lovely pass now from Lennon to Dembele. Has to get away from the referee as well as the Villa players. And Walker, who comes forward whenever he possibly can. Townsend steps in away from the fullback, drives his way forward, and then right across the face. Paulinho almost got there. He runs into the back of the net. Sadly, from his point of view, the ball didn't go with him, and it's a goal kick.
Well, Townsend there again, absolutely magnificent. He comes inside, he puts the burners on, gets onto his right foot, pulls it back. He's just waiting for someone to put that into the back of the net for him. Paulinho gets closest, but he's just not close enough.
Ball right down the centre of the Spurs defence. Dawson's header there first, and the free kick is given. There's much more of I don't know, compared to previous Spurs teams, Martin, particularly on the road, all resolve about them, isn't there? Sometimes they were a soft touch away from home on occasions. We talked these days.
Talked, didn't we, in the first half about is there enough character, enough leaders, enough winners? And I think today he's given an example that there definitely is. Certainly Paulinho is one that is making things happen for them. You look at their midfield, it's been very, very strong in there. Sandro particularly is no nonsense type. He knows his job and he's rolling the team, and then everyone else can go and play. But Townsend is a real plus for Tottenham this season. He does look a real handful.
And we haven't even seen Ericsson today yet either. Just one bad day at the office against West Ham. They've returned with a 2-0 lead here as Benteke tries to play the ball through. Out comes Loris straight away. Makes that decision to come out and gets there first.
Sweeper, isn't he?
Yeah.
They play such a high line, Tottenham, but the keeper reads it beautifully.
10 minutes to go. Villa 0, Spurs 2. Townsend and Soldado. Townsend steals the ball off Luna. Over on the far side, Luna thought he was fouled. Townsend's run a long way with the ball already. Soldado's waiting, and the ball doesn't in the end find its way through. It'll be a corner though. I think it came off Vlar,
And it bobbles away near side for Spurs corner, and there's no sign at the moment that Villa are going to get back in this.
Townsend again running with the ball. I doubt if there's a player in Europe who runs with it more than he does. Every time, it seems the last 3 weeks I've been watching Townsend run with the ball. He's had it that much.
Right, the referee's ready. Tottenham are taking plenty. I don't know why, really. I mean, they're leading 2-0. They don't really need to be deliberately wasting time here because they look to be pretty much in control of things. But 2-0 they lead, and it's going to be a short corner from Paulinho to Lennon. Lennon on the ball for Spurs. Lennon's little chip into the penalty area towards Vertonghen. Vertonghen heads it goalwards, but under the crossbar it's reached easily by Guzan. And you just have to hang on here because only Benteke downfield, but it goes in towards, doesn't reach Benteke. Inside the centre circle, lovely play from Dembele, and Walker immediately gives it to Townsend. All the Tottenham players really thriving on Townsend's confidence and using him whenever they can. Vertonghen now. This time it's near side. This is the Spurs left. Villa 0, Spurs 2 on this Sunday afternoon. Vertonghen. So far, the major sides, this apart from Manchester United, of course, doing well this weekend. Now, Soldado releases Townsend again. It just clips off his heel, but he's got it back again. Townsend running Villa ragged at the moment. Shot driven in over the bar from Walker. Maisie looking at that league table tonight. I'm sure that 606 will be chattering about this a little bit later, but Manchester United already 11 points level with Hull and Newcastle, and 8 adrift of Arsenal. I mean,
stunning, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've just lost that fear factor now. People going to Old Trafford thinking they can get a result there.
It's obviously only 8 games played, but 8 points takes a bit of clawing back, and now Vertonghen for Spurs. Once more near side. Paul Lambert still not giving it up down there. You would expect him to. He's still conducting operations from the sideline. AVB sitting down. Again, they move the ball towards Townsend, but this time Luna steps in. Luna now as Walker slips. Villa have to do something very quickly. Vyman's calling for it. Luna now, and the shot driven in from Tonnes. Oh, Vyman just couldn't steal into the far post to apply the finishing touch.
Yeah, Luna starting that move down the left-hand side. Walker diving in for me, really. Not sure what he's doing, and suddenly opens up space for them. Flashes across the goal and they can't get on the end of it.
Just repeating the news again in case you're joining us. Rio Ferdinand and Roy Hodgson, the latest names added to Greg Dyke, the FA Chairman's commission, looking into the future of the England, they stress men's football team. So that's the latest news today. As the ball is played from Loris, the Frenchman, into the Villa half. Villa coming once more with elaborate little 1-2s on the halfway line. Now it's Westwood. Bakuna, the right back, offers himself down the right hand side. Well, we've only got 6 minutes to go. Early ball in the area. That doesn't reach Benteke. Spurs managed to nudge it away from it. Vyman's putting pressure on Walker, and Walker clears. The right back gets the ball into the crowd.
Vyman's given everything for Villa today, hasn't he? I know the look on his face there when he couldn't get on the end of that last cross sort of sums it up. It's just not been Villa's day.
He always does. He always absolutely gives everything, Vyman. That's a touch from Benteke, which was a little rusty. Delph is scrambling it back over his side, and Villa have a throw. 5 minutes to go, plus time to be added on. Vyman again on the edge of the area, left-hand side, allowed to turn. Tonnes, snapshot from Tonnes, and that's an easy save in the end for Hugo Lloris. 2-0 to Spurs.
Yeah, he's a long way out again. I just say he's looking very, very comfortable. This is what the top teams do now. They will see out games, just keep the ball.
Well, it's quiet now around Villa Park. In the great days, the Villa was often a fortress, this Villa Park, but they had that great win recently here against Manchester City. Stunning win at Arsenal. Then they went off the boil a little bit. Seemed to have got back into a bit of rhythm, but they've lost it here today. 2-0 they trail. They play Everton at home next weekend.
They need all their best players fit, don't they? When they're playing against the really big sides, as they did against Arsenal in that first game of the season, it was all about pace and power, and Benteke, particularly right from the off.
Well, the last 3 games against Spurs before today were 10-0 on aggregate. So now it's stretched to 12-0 over the 4. But they're trying to build here under Paul Lambert. They had to stay strong last season, especially over Christmas when they were beaten in 3 successive games, 15-0, including Chelsea 8-0. And now Westwood. Little floater down the near side. Lennon doesn't cut it out. Bakuna is there. But Lennon does recover well and gets his challenge in up against Bakuna. But Bakuna manages to somehow get it back to Surrey in midfield. Jermaine Defoe is coming on for the last 3 or 4 minutes. As Del flips, the ball goes into Tonnet. Tonnet rides a challenge from Dembele and Sandro. Ball down the left-hand side until Walker intercepts. So Defoe will come on for the last few seconds.
Tonnet looks an interesting player for us, but it doesn't. He's a busy little player. Defoe now will be looking at this thinking, his manager's serious, just bringing me on for just the last few minutes of the match. He's trying to keep people happy, clearly.
Well, does that really keep you happy, Martin? I don't know.
No, not
3.5 minutes, you know.
It's better to put him on than not to bring him on. I mean, he's got Soldado to get that little round of applause. He loves milking that, doesn't he? He seems to sort of, he's a strutster. The way he just sort of walks around the pitch. They love him. And probably Defoe feels a little bit pushed out with that little bit of love that he's not getting for the manager, but he brings him on for the last few minutes. At least he gets his boots still.
Handshakes all round for Soldado, who's a really sharp finisher. Proved it, of course, in Spain. And has shown us his quality here again today. High ball play towards Defoe, not great against Vlar. He's never going to win that, and the ball comes back to Gusan, who's a long way out of his area. Sends a high ball into the Spurs half. Benteke up against Sandro. Sandro looking strong in the air, and then Delph overruns it, and the Tongan happy to play it and hope that Defoe can chase. Maybe a lost cause. No, he put so much pressure on Baker that Baker was forced in the end to knock the ball straight at the Spurs fans over on the far side. 2.5 minutes to go. European football coming back this week for us on 5 Live. Arsenal, Dortmund, Tuesday, Chelsea away to Schalke. And then, of course, on Wednesday, will Man City have an early kick-off against CSK, and our commentaries United and Real. So
just comparing Defoe with Soldado, it's you know, look at Defoe. I mean, he can only not be in the side because he doesn't link as well.
Well, I think we lost contact with you. I'm hoping that we're back talking once more to you on 5 Live and World Service. Bit of thundery weather around here today. Maybe that's been playing havoc with the equipment here, but we are back on BBC Radio. And Martin was just cut off in his prime there talking about Defoe, so I'll ask him a question about that in a second. But as Villa try and build, I mean, who would you, as a centre-half?
I don't think, I think Soldado's only playing for me because he's the new buy. He's the new one. He's got to be given a chance. I think Defoe's probably a better player. And it might be the fact that he links better, Soldado. But, you know, Defoe was showing he could do that last season. So, no, I think Defoe looks sharper. I'd sooner play against Soldado than Defoe, put it that way.
But you'd rather not play against Benteke.
Yeah, you're damn right, yeah. Although I did enjoy that sort of challenge.
You did.
But I'd rather him in my team than in the opposition.
Yeah. Not long to go now. Last minute of normal time. Paul Lambert now, even he looks a little reconciled, I think, down there. And hands in his pockets. Not Villa's day today. Tottenham all over the pitch, really strong and organised. And goals coming in from Townsend in the first half. A little luckily, it was a cross really which defeated everybody, but nothing lucky about Soldado's finish after great build-up play. Paulinho involved in the move with Holtby, and very quiet now around this famous old stadium. Holt End, it says the 12th man up there. Well, they tried to be that as well, especially when Benteke came on. Here's Benteke now, brilliant control on the chest, but now Dawson nicks it away from him. Fourth officials getting poised here, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of added time. 4 minutes of added time. And now Luna's running a long way here. It's a penalty area. Luna's cut back, silent shot. And in the end, that was well defended by Kirikesh, who's really had a quietly efficient match alongside Dawson. Villa again now with Westwood, but they've got 2 goals to pull back. Westwood's ball in, again Kirikesh is there. That was a strong header, it almost reached the halfway line. Now Tottenham on the break, Defoe's there. Paulinho is making a run down the centre. Oh, that was just overplayed by Defoe. And goalkeeper Gusan gets there first.
There's an example of it. You know, Defoe maybe not linking as well as he could, or should. To his left, he has Lennon steaming on his left-hand side. He doesn't even see it.
Yeah, just that little bit of extra vision maybe, that all-round team play, which possibly is getting Soldado, plus of course the big transfer fee as well. But now Townsend sprints down the right-hand side, and Townsend has managed to get the ball somehow. Defoe trying to stay onside. Well defended by Vlar. It was just a bit too high for Defoe. Cleared by Villa. Long one downfield. Morris is waiting, but he doesn't come this time. Strong play from Fiven against Kirikesh. Wyman goes falling down on the edge of the area. ABB's not very happy. Kirikesh says, get up, mate. Wyman shakes his fist at the linesman. We're playing 4 minutes of added time. We're already a minute and a half into that. And now Townsend once more. Oh, the way that Townsend chased that one down, Martin, you'd have thought it was still 0-0.
Well, I mean, just looking at that, I think it was Wyman, wasn't it, running after it? I think Kirikesh takes an age to deal with it. And I thought he's impeding his man. Definitely Wyman running through. And Kirikesh, despite being my one question mark with him, he's played central defence today. He's very nice, nice footballer. But I don't know the rough and tumble sometimes can he cope in the Premiership. It's going to be interesting.
2 minutes of added time to go. You step over to Townsend. He does like those. And he's also forced a foul and a free kick to Tottenham over on the right-hand side. Townsend is going to play the full 90 minutes here. Was there a yellow card shown to somebody there? Yeah, who was that? I missed that.
I think it must have been Delph.
Delph, right. Thank you.
He's just got frustrated, the boy, hasn't he, Fabian? He's covered some distance for his team today, I think so.
Right, Andros Townsend, very much the flavour of the month here. Picks himself up, forced the foul. Delph got a yellow card. The Tongans already inside the penalty area with Jermaine Defoe. The free kick is taken short, though. Tottenham electing to keep it, and now Townsend sets off once more. And in comes the challenge, a legitimate one this time. And Wyman, with great power, but then he was caught by Leonard right at the end of the game. Leonard's going to get a yellow card for that.
That's just tactical booking, isn't it? Leonard just takes Wyman out completely.
Well, Wyman's played with great heart and soul out there today. Delph also had a terrific game for Villa, but they've been sort of two isolated players, really. Overall, Tottenham have had the better teamwork, and they lead 2-0, and they're looking very good now. Again, Wyman gets in there, linesman's flagging for offside, though. Free kick to Spurs with just 45 seconds of added time to go. The stadium is empty, lots of blue seats now can be seen on the whole deck.
I think the challenge for Villas-Boas, I mean, clearly they'll be involved. Who's going to win this championship? Whether they win it or not depends on how he works with his players, how he gets the best 11 on that pitch, and that's really going to be difficult for him because he's got so much talent.
I still think one of the biggest challenges for him as well will be picking the team up after the sort of trip to Moldova on Thursday night. They come back, they'll get back late, then they've got a game Sunday, and it's you've got to be up for it again in the Premier League, Martin.
Well, that's a nightmare. You can say that. I've played in those competitions on a Thursday night, even when we had to play on a Saturday in the early days. But, it seems today, they set their stall out. They weren't great from the off. And will they be winning?
They are indeed. They have won the game here, and they move to Spurs above Everton and Southampton. They join Manchester City on 16 points after 8 games. A point behind Chelsea, Liverpool, and 3 points behind Arsenal. In the end, Tottenham got goals at very important times. Townsend rather fluky effort in the first half, but then a beautifully crafted team goal in the second half with Soldado on the end of it. Villa brought on Benteke. For about 10 minutes the crowd were really lively, but overall the final score here, Aston Villa 0, Spurs 2.